Is it Monday already? I can't even keep up with the days anymore, you guys. This quarantine's got me going crazy. But we're here. We're doing another watch along, our animated movie watch alongs for our wonderful Monday evenings. I am your host, PJ Campbell. How is everyone today? I hope everyone's, doing all right, surviving, if you will. I know that all this has been so much fun for everyone, but I'm very excited because we have a very full house tonight for our 25th anniversary watch along of a Goofy movie. This is a movie I know that is very beloved in the community, including from yours truly. This is a movie that speaks to all of us in so many different ways, and I just love it to bits. So I'm very excited to sit down and watch it with a bunch of people who are super excited to watch it. And the first person I'm bringing on is someone who is our very special guest tonight and is actually someone who lives with me. He's my co-host on Movie House, and he is none other than the creator of that. He used to do the After Schmo, and he is just my good friend, Ryan Snelling. How are you, sir?
Hello, I'm good. Yes, we are in the exact same place. You were right across the hall from me. My room looks terrible compared to yours. You've got that great YouTube setup. I do not. I have a half-finished painted corner over here, but it's all good. We're out here representing turquoise, Arizona, the Southwest, but it's hot out here. You know that. We live in a desert, so if Evan Degraff doesn't mind, I'm going to go on and just remove my sweatshirt real quick. Just bear with me.
We're getting nudity on the show? Oh, what does that say?
All right, we're all good. Oh!
And the camera's down.
That's what I get. That's what I get.
Yeah, anyway. I believe that shirt says Evan loves crystal meth. Is that what I'm seeing here? That is interesting.
I've had it for a few years.
All right.
So anyway, it's the only thing I had left
Looks
available
great.
to do laundry. So thank you.
I love that. I just want to shout out real quick. Janine, the machine, is in the house right now. Everyone say hi to Janine. We're happy to see her here tonight. But, I think that I have to bring on our next guest, and that is Evan Degraff. I believe he's going to have something to say.
Life is like a hurricane here in Zona. Ryan Snelling with a dumbass t-shirt here in Zona. I'm making cocktails, and we're having a good time here on a Goofy movie. Woo!
What just happened?
It's all you need to know.
Okay, well, that is a happy Monday to you, Evan. Are you surviving right now?
Clearly fucking not.
All right, okay. Also with us tonight is my good friend, the Canadian, Pat Hogue. Hi, sir. How are you? I think we broke him.
PJ, I'm your best friend. I'm here to support you.
What?
Ryan and Evan, I will get to you in a moment. PJ, you're my best friend. And, I'm here to support you. I'm excited for, signatory Hayuk Hayuk. Good to see you. Excited to be here for a Goofy movie. Haven't seen it in a while. I'm glad that I asked, are we going to be a little more, child-friendly, swearing less? And the first thing to happen is a shirt reveal of Evan loves crystal meth.
That's right. That's right.
The training wheels are off. We're going, kids. Fuck it.
I do live in Florida.
Yes, that's the joke, Evan. I'm really
Nothing
glad
weird has ever happened in Florida, Evan. Jeez. Yeah.
Well, it's about to get a little bit weirder because we also have I'm guessing a Sith Lord in-house. Frank Janisch is here. How you doing, Frank?
Oh my gosh.
Frank?
That's Kevin. That's
Frank,
Matt,
are you there?
Nope.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I was doing pretty good, and then you introduced Patrick Hogue.
Yeah, well, I know. I know.
It's in your face. You stink and you suck.
But it's all right, because we're going to be watching a Goofy movie. So, and look at my hair. Look at that hair.
Well, hey,
Frank movie.
I'm sure you saw the announcement. You weren't there when it happened, but I'm sure you're going to be glad to know that we won. You and I finally beat Patrick Hogue at his own game. For so long, he put off watching Young Guns 2, and now it's finally happening.
That's right, baby. It's happening. You better be ready. You better come guns blazing. See what I did there?
Yeah. Oh, I like
this
that.
Is not a competition. Right. The amount of aggression I've seen in my life, the death threats.
It's not a competition is the person that's losing. So
fair point. But as we know from Young Guns, which I'm assuming a movie I have yet to see, nor the sequel, the victor is the one still standing. We're all still standing, folks. We'll see who's be standing after this, okay? But yeah, let's put this to rest, okay? I will see this movie. It will be in my eyeballs and into my brain. Let's do it.
Well, that is going to be next Friday, so it's not happening tonight. So relax. Just relax. We got another movie to go. But
I'm
finally,
not gonna lie. There's less of a chance that Patrick Hogue shows up to that stream than Bonnie Somerville shows up to SCN. That's all I have to say.
Good. I'm glad that's all you have to say.
I have no idea what any of these guys are talking about.
Bless you, child. Bless you.
Well, we've got one last person, and that is our graphics man, Chris Clark. Chris Clark, how are you doing tonight?
Jeez.
What the?
Hi. Okay, yeah. Okay, wait.
Beautiful.
Wait. I'm gonna be updating the graphic. I put that on as a placeholder for now because of Cheese Whiz scene.
This is brilliant.
Yeah, I think you should leave it, to be honest.
You're done.
It's cheese. Cheese Whiz, yeah. This movie I grew up with. I love this movie so much. It made me obsessed with Cheese Whiz to put on my cheesesteaks. There's a scene you'll see. So that's why the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of this movie is cheese. So I was like, what do I make the graphic about? And it's gonna be cheese. I wanted to put a lot more cheese stuff on it, but I couldn't find enough cheeses before I got introduced. So let's rock the sucker.
I think Chris has just set a record for how many times can you say cheese within a 30-second span.
I'm pretty certain this movie inspired me to eat exclusively Cheese Whiz sandwiches as a kid, which is just 2 slices of bread and only Cheese Whiz in the middle.
That would explain so much.
I got that by
Listen, it stopped the oxygen from getting to my brain, so don't know what to tell you.
Well, we've got a full house tonight. I think this is going to go really, really well. This is not like the most dysfunctional version of the Brady Bunch that you could possibly ask for. So what we're going to do is we're going to count down from 5. As soon as I say go, we're all going to hit play, and we're going to watch a Goofy movie together. But real quick, before we jump into it, this is its 25th anniversary, so I just kind of want to go around the room. Obviously, Evan, you weren't even born yet, but starting with Chris, did you get to see this in theaters? Like, what was your history with it?
Yes. What year was this? 1995, right?
Yes, that would be 25 years ago.
Yeah. So when it was either this or actually no. This was back when there was double features in theaters. Back in '95, I think there was a double feature where I saw this with my dad, and I think it was Toy Story. I think it was a Goofy movie and Toy Story. There was a double feature at the local Regal, which I actually work at now. And that's when I first saw it. And really, I grew up watching it on VHS with the promos at the beginning for like what's coming up next on VHS and stuff. So I just grew up with this, watching this with my dad and my sister and my mom. And as I said, it introduced me to both Cheese and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah, and the whole fact that there's a system out there where you can actually stack food, and I used to play with my food and stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of memories with this movie. So it's weird. This is all coming out weirdly, but yeah.
I expect
that's
no
that's
less
your only
from
style,
you.
Chris.
Yeah, exactly what Frank said. Ryan, what is your history with this film?
I don't know if I saw it in theaters, but I saw it around the time it came out. I had the VHS. I was really into it as a kid. I'm pretty sure, I guess a lot of people assume that dreams were born when they were a kid, but they don't really know. But I'm pretty sure that Powerline is instrumental in forming this idea of my dream of being a rock god,
Sure, totally.
And I don't know, he was just super cool to me. I felt the way about him that Max feels about him in the movie. I remember trying to watch the movie at aftercare. Like, I would take the VHS to school so that if we watched a movie after school, it would be that one. I remember even in college with my bandmates listening to this soundtrack, singing the Powerline songs. And it's just been with me my entire life. And I've loved it. And that's, honestly the exact reason why I felt like I had to invade this watch along, because I just couldn't let it get away from me.
No, I'm really glad that you insisted upon yourself to be here, and I just realized that our like, I did that on purpose. I totally did not wear my Powerline shirt, and I feel like an idiot. But I've got my Halloween. No, it's too late now. We've already started.
It's not too late.
It's always too late. But Frank, what's your history with this? Because we're gonna skip the Canadian.
This was, this was actually the very first movie I watched in 2020. This is the very first movie I watched, like right after the ball dropped.
I remember that.
I was at my my sister's, and my niece and nephews are there, and it's like 1:30 in the morning or something like that. Just put on a Goofy movie, and it was a great way to start off the year. Before that, though, I don't know if I watched it a whole lot, especially, when it came out. Anytime a Disney movie came out, it was just like a big deal, especially with like all the promotional stuff, whether it's like McDonald's or Burger King and stuff. So I definitely remember it a lot, and it was just always a fun movie. And this is also like around the time like when like Michael Jackson was huge, so like you see like similarities with like Powerline. It's like very similar, so everybody would just kind of like going crazy. So, and also Eye to Eye is probably one of the best songs of all time, and do not fight me on that. So there it is.
I don't think that's there's nothing wrong in any of what you just said. Okay, Hogue, I guess I'll let you talk now. What was your history with this?
PJ, I'm 25, so this is weird. Like, that's an anniversary that things get that I had no conception of what that meant. And turning 25 and now, like, everything that I just associated with my childhood is now, like, growing up with me is a thing I have to reconcile with that I'm not prepared for. But, like, Goofy movie is in that weird territory of movies I definitely watched a ton as a kid and have those, like, nostalgic tings before if I ever, like, see something from it. But I don't have like the deep reverence for it, but I'm excited to kind of watch it again for the first time with fresh eyes, because I feel like I'm going to have a lot of those moments of, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Like, I know the fishing scene of him doing all this stuff, like thinking of like, oh, that was like a big moment. Yeah. As like for as a kid. And now I'm like, wait, there's a lot of imagery I just have like ingrained in my brain from this movie that I'm curious as to what I'm going to feel as I watch it.
No, totally. And then, of course, we have Evan, who... Did you actually see this before, or is this your first time? What's the deal?
Here's a rundown. I believe I've seen it, but I don't remember. So we're going to say I haven't. And,
you would remember, Evan. You would remember.
Yes, you would.
But it's so weird, the concept of Ryan selling like an animated movie. So it means I have to give it a shot. And look, there's a bunch of cheese all over the place, so... If by anything, we'll be shitting our pants out after this, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, and of course, we like to announce next week's movie at the end of this episode, so stay with us all the way through the end. We'll talk about the movie when it's over, and we're going to announce next week's at the end of this. So
I may or may not have given you a clue. May or may not. And also, one last thing. We are taking Streamlabs. I'm going to be bad mom here. If you guys would like to donate by any chance, go ahead. Our description is going to be, the link will be in the description below. Don't feel any pressure. Just have a good time with us. And I do want to shout out my buddy Anoop in the chat, who will be watching a Goofy movie with us.
What up, Anoop?
And we got a lot of people watching with us. So I hope you guys are as excited as we are as we sit down to celebrate a Goofy movie. So we're going to count down from 5. As soon as I say go, everyone hit play. And we are at 0-0 across the board, I believe. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hey Chris, can we get a Bad Mom Evan graphic made at some point?
Oh, I'm gonna be updating the overlay over the course of the
guys.
movie.
I missed this old school Walt Disney Pictures logo.
It played for a second when I brought it up, and I was like, oh right. Ooh, I always got excited whenever that came on as a kid.
Yeah,
what are we gonna do about singing along? Are you guys into that?
Yeah, you can definitely sing along, man.
I want to. I feel like I know maybe 95% of the words, hopefully, but there's this weird lag. So everybody at home is just going to hear me screaming. I'm probably not in time with everybody's experience. So I was a little
are you going to be screaming, Ryan?
No, I'm not going to be screaming.
Ryan, I don't think your mic is connected with StreamYard.
It totally is.
It is.
No, it sounds like your computer mic.
Yeah.
Oh. Why did it change?
Ta-da!
Guys, we could have fooled him the whole time. It would have been hilarious.
Can we just talk about the opening of this? My God. It's kind of like Hercules. It reminds me very much of Hercules.
See, it's just these old school animations have such like a painterly feel about them. Like they have like this soft focus, just kind of old school filmic quality.
And also, remember when like a mole on your face meant you were like hot?
Yes.
Animation.
Yes. It still does.
It still
Frank.
does. It still does.
It's called
Frank.
a beauty mark.
Everybody watching this with the mole on their face was just like, "Oh, fuck my life."
I forgot how adorable they were.
If you're watching this
God,
with a
just-
mole on your face, you're a sexy, sexy person.
I remember this freaking me out so much the first time I saw it. Like, I was not prepared at all for the body horror that they would do in a Disney film.
Bro, it's
You know,
fucking
I'm
tomato.
gonna call it mole just because of Austin Powers. Mole, mole, mole,
Mole,
mole,
mole,
mole, mole, mole.
Janine says it's a beauty
I know.
mark, Frank.
That's why I said what I said.
All right.
This definitely influenced me as a kid.
Yeah,
To not be
definitely.
your father, yeah. Like, I do not want to be
Frank?
my dad. I
Frank.
do not want to be my dad.
I had that phone in college.
Whoa, is that
exact
Mickey
phone.
Mouse?
Yeah.
Wait, excuse me?
They actually make that phone, and I had it in college in my dormer.
402.
Shout out to PJ. This is the movie where I got my nickname.
Wow, wow.
Is that true?
Crazy.
PJ, if this movie didn't exist, you don't think anybody would come up with that?
Well, this is where it came from for me. All right.
PJ,
I mean,
that's
big eyes are
iconic.
big. I know. That's what I
Actually,
mean.
you know what?
Big.
How dare your family take 5 years and not realize they let the movie come up with it and didn't do it on their own?
You know,
Hey,
I'm giving
man.
them all the credit. Things happen.
Also,
okay.
shout out Cutoff hoodies. They look super cool on Max and probably Max only. Maybe Michael B. Jordan, but that's about it.
Shout out Ferris in the chat. He goes, PJ isn't your name. What the fuck? My name is Patrick Joseph Campbell. I've
Yeah.
Bro, I
just
thought it was
told
Everybody
people
just got
that-
confused.
It's not
Your
Patty
real
Boy?
name's Goofy?
Your name's Roxanne?
Roxanne.
Down, down, down.
See, that's not even the song I think of anymore. I think
No.
of the fucking Arizona Vera song, Roxanne.
Turn on the red
You
light.
forgot your lunch.
Guys, it's already happening. This needle drop, I'm like already like, oh, my
dude,
gosh.
this song is
I'm back in
the-
Canada watching this.
So I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's a YouTube video where someone actually remade this in live action, and it's actually fairly impressive. Like, he does the entire opening number
Is
in
it
live
also
action.
terrifying? Because
How did they get the dogs to walk?
life-size
Insane.
human dogs is like kind
I
of.
mean,
Yeah.
they're just humans. I have to. It's a little bit of a bummer, but you
Hey,
know,
they're not practicing social distancing, and that's bothering me.
I wonder how long those social distancing jokes are ever going to be.
I was gonna say, it looks like it expired right now. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Frank, I'm sorry. Are you the judge of comedy? Because that was top notch.
God, this song is
mom.
so good, you guys. Like, I'm just
No.
taken right back to being a kid, and it's just
When I was back home for Christmas, my family was watching the two Goofy movies, but I missed it before they started the first one. So I only caught an extremely Goofy movie, and the animation is way worse than that one.
I'll be right
forgot.
back.
I forgot how good this one was.
To this day, I have never seen the sequel movie.
It wasn't
Wow.
bad, but it like definitely pales in comparison. Ah, what a jam! Wait,
Bro,
is Pauly
have
Shore
you
in this
ever
movie?
seen someone hate their dad more?
What was that, Evan?
Have you ever seen someone hate their dad more?
Well, you know, it's adolescent years.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like really dark, like Stephen King-esque movies that's like kids killing their dad. So yeah, I can think of a couple.
Fair enough. GG's.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Max is just like a teenager with a bad attitude.
Yeah.
I don't even think Chris is watching this
We-
movie.
we've all
He's
been
just
where
messing
Max
around
is.
in Photoshop
I
right now.
I like the amount of cheese though. This is good. I want more.
Where the hell did Chris
The answer
go?
to your question, by the way, is yes. Pauly Shore is in this movie. He plays his best friend,
Because
the guy who has all the cheese.
I remember watching Biodome in college and being like, why do I know that voice really well?
Where are you guys at with thinking animated characters are attractive?
I saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit really young, so it kind of just got ingrained in me.
But they're fucking dogs.
And
well,
don't you like dogs?
Dogs are
they're
cute.
animated.
My
Okay.
dog.
They're dogs that are heavily personified. Did you not see that chick with the halter top during the musical segment a second ago?
Oh my god.
I saw you looking at Evan. I could see
Evan,
you.
are you kink shaming?
You know what's
During a
interesting?
Disney
Watching a movie.
You know, it's interesting that they're dogs, and if you put like a leash on them, it becomes very kinky if you put a leash on these.
See, it either becomes
That is the creepiest thing I've ever walked back on ever in my life.
It's so weird. As soon as you put a leash on them, it totally changes it. It's not like, yeah, they're a dog.
but then
like,
Frank, you start getting into the debate of like what is the hierarchy, because like
I don't
Pluto.
think there's
No,
a
no.
debate.
No, but like Pluto is a dog and Goofy's
Yeah.
a dog, but one of them has to live in an outhouse.
I mean, that's some
Yeah.
dominatrix stuff. I don't know.
But like, also Pluto doesn't have any rights and Goofy does. Like, where are we on this?
Right.
No.
We got some weird like kind of Lord of the Flies stuff going on here.
The guy in the audience right here. Yo, Stacy, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it's
So
just
good.
so good.
If anyone watches Dairy
Wait,
Girls,
Was
she's
there ever
very
really concerts on pay-per-view like that, or is
Yeah.
this just a thing that the movie did?
They did.
No,
there's-
totally.
There's been concerts. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, is this? Yeah.
Wallace Shawn, right?
Inconceivable. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the
Wait, so,
great
wait, so
character
does
actor.
Stacey's mom have it going on?
God damn it, Evan. Yes, Stacy's mom definitely does have it going on. We all know that.
I asked
That
PJ
dude-
a question the other day, but I wanted to ask you all a trivia question. Do you all know the R&B singer that voiced Powerline?
Yes. Isn't it Michael Campbell? Or,
You're really close. You got the last
Damn it.
name right.
yeah.
Ferris asked why the dog that is principal looks like Nixon, and he's not wrong.
Tevin Campbell. Yes.
Tevin Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, is Pete a cat or a dog?
He
And
is
is-
a cat.
He's
Okay.
a cat. He's a cat. Yeah.
Which is ironic
you know?
because he bullies Goofy. Disney with your progressive.
It's ironic because PJ resembles the cat that we actually have in our house, Stitch, because they
Oh,
are both
thanks.
very well filled out.
You got that jump in the trunk, as they say.
This is the best, man.
Also, John, this is my first time ever watching a Goofy movie. Kind of, we'll say.
Can you
Oh, this
imagine?
song,
Like,
though, you guys.
is this not the coolest thing? Like, I really wanted this to be me, like in front of everybody in high school. I don't know about you guys, but it was just the coolest thing to be able to do.
Yeah, no, seriously. And this sequence is just so great, man.
I love that shot.
Who didn't want it to
It's a
be this
great
way, you
song,
know?
man.
It is. And just, I remember being so blown away watching this in theaters and just like how I felt watching it. Oh, man. That shot with Roxanne and his glasses is so good. Oh, man.
Oh wow. This movie has an energy, a very
really,
specific
really
energy.
Well, and what's crazy is this was done by Disney Toon Studios. It's not even like Walt Disney Animation proper. This was like supposed to be a direct-to-video film.
Yeah.
And it didn't end up being a direct-to-video film. Now, the sequel itself did, but the
Mhm.
first one actually got a theatrical run. And there's only two, I think, of the animated Disney afternoon series that actually had theatrical movies, and that was this and DuckTales.
Woohoo.
Life is like a hurricane. Here on the
Why
BJ
would
Campbell Net.
why would he be
That's not the
embarrassed
real
there?
pop star.
Why would he be embarrassed? I'd be like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, like he
And-
pulled it off. That was cool.
Yeah, and Roxanne like was super into it too. Did you see that smile on her face? I mean,
That was more than
not.
a smile. She was
I
waiting.
don't think Roxanne's the greatest character though. It's
There's a Bambi doll behind him. There's another Disney Easter egg.
Yep. There's a Lion King too. like the lion from The Lion King.
And
right.
Goofy is also in this movie.
All right, I'm gonna be that
Blunden.
bitch. If you guys go to PJ Campbell's Twitter right now, and if you go retweet his link, for my outro, I will not say anything but the names who have retweeted that link. So go to his Twitter right now, and I'll do that at the end of the show.
Why would you tell
All I
me
gotta
that?
say.
Very
Well,
good.
Well, there's a couple of those links, by the way. Which one do you want them to retweet? The one with all of us and the Cheese Whiz?
Yeah, that one. I'll post a link in the StreamYard.
Oh, hey, Brianne Chandler's in the house. Miss Movies is here watching a Goofy movie with us.
Oh, also,
Brianne, we're
hi,
happy to
Janine.
see you.
Never said
Hey,
hi.
man.
Janine
Hello.
and Brianne.
What's up, Brian?
What a movie to come in on.
What a great movie this is, just period, man.
It did teach me that physics don't exist when you're a kid, so I tried a lot of stuff I shouldn't have when I was younger, like running on people and thinking like
Sure.
it would be fine. It wasn't.
I get that, man.
Gosh. Bite him.
Why would a cat's teeth ever be like that?
Wait, does he glue her to the table?
It's not glue, but it's, yeah.
Would this movie be problematic nowadays?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's always the chance, because I mean, unfortunately, a lot of things are problematic these days.
I was half joking, but now I'm like, oh.
People are a little
Maybe.
too.
Yeah, I'll
people
give
are
you a
little too-
direct no because who cares?
You'd be surprised. There are groups out there.
I don't think I realized just how much this movie is influenced by John Hughes until like right now as we're watching it. Like this whole thing.
What does
just-
it look like he's doing, Evan? What does it look like he's doing? Did you see it?
It's
What's he
very,
doing?
Ferris Bueller.
Oh, I want to shout out Janine's
awful.
comment
How dare
of
you.
she watched Charlie's Angels movies for her podcast and physics do not exist in them. That's a nice
That's true.
marathon someone could do of like what are movies that physics just don't matter.
The
and
entire
Furious.
Fast and the Furious series. Yes.
That's right.
That's a bottle of cheese.
Bottle of cheese.
There's
Major.
definitely-
All right, Paul, we're gonna have you do like 7 takes. He does it once. Yeah, okay, that'll work.
I love Pauly Short. He's great.
What does he look like nowadays? Let's look him up. Oh, poor Max.
I just, Max he deserves the world. He really does. Poor guy.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't
man.
know.
I don't know.
He was very like kind of
Dude,
disruptive to a school event.
Tap that. That's crazy.
Hey, actually, I want to shout out Ferris. He donated $1 to the Streamlabs today, saying "Let's fucking go." Ooh. So thank you so much, Ferris. We thoroughly
Ferris.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna drop the Streamlabs link in here right now, actually. So if you'd like to donate, go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Caroline
voices
is a genius.
Max from a Goofy movie voice actor.
Jonathan Peck wants to know what movie opened the same weekend as a Goofy movie in 1995, and he says that we can't look. I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
Didn't I just say it?
No, because I don't. He said it. I don't think it's animated. I think it's something else. Maybe The Fugitive.
Goofy movie and The Fugitive would have been a great double feature.
I
did you come up with
didn't take you on vacation.
Off of the stuff dipper.
That was a Harrison Ford impression for anybody wondering. It was pretty spot on.
Oh, I thought it was Richard Nixon.
I didn't take one vacation. That
The
was
only Nixon
also
that matters
Harrison
is
Ford. When you type in that date into Google, Goofy movie's the only one that comes up. Wait, hold on. Let me hit enter.
Grove weather.
Jason Marsden is the one who voices Max, by the way. Fans of Boy Meets World might know who he was. He was Eric's best friend in like the earlier seasons of Boy Meets World.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he's actually more prominently in Step by Step.
Yeah, I think that might be right. Also,
He played the oldest daughter's boyfriend for a while, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Bad Boys came out the same day as a Goofy movie, which
oh wow,
kind of thematically works.
yeah, considering that is crazy.
Can Wallace Shawn like yell at me?
I just want to say that he was also in The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. for an episode. Shout out to the Bruce Campbell one-hit wonder TV series that if you guys have not seen it, please take your time to watch it now during the quarantine because that show is excellent.
You have no
Bruce
excuse.
Campbell's a hack.
Who just said that?
Wow, who did said that?
Ryan, you smell these things for a reaction, and you get them out of people, and that's
Hold on. What did you just say?
Don't
Ryan,
that's so cool.
you smell these things.
Do I have a way to kick you out in here?
You don't deserve it.
Goofy has such.
Brienne said for
sad
the longest
nose.
time that she thought it was James Marsden that did the voice, and it was very confusing for her. And I could see that. Yeah.
That is
Sonic
disconcerting.
the Hedgehog's James Marsden, everybody.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'll see that movie.
Or Westworld Season 1's James Marsden.
Or Hops. James Marsden.
He's also in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
Yes, he is. I saw that as
Marsden? Who does he play? Kobu?
Kobu,
well. Yeah,
yep.
adult Kobu.
And he also plays Spunky Spencer in Batman the Animated Series in an episode.
That
I know
checks
who-
out. See, it went well. See, everything is fine.
There
Everything
he
worked
is.
out.
There he is.
End
Okay.
movie here.
PJ is the best. That's the reason we watch this movie is for PJ.
Do we?
He's a good
wingman.
best friend. Yeah, he's a good best friend character. Sure.
See, he did it. Movie's over. He's popular.
Has PJ ever existed outside of the Goofy
Look like a
universe?
I don't think so.
Albuquerque, Frank.
Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Piece of cake.
He likes to moonwalk a lot.
He's destroying property.
He's doing a Ferris Bueller right now. Yeah.
What if he like landed on somebody? That'd be
Oh
embarrassing.
shit! Oh shit! Those moves.
Brienne's
classic
calling
Baby's Day
out Frank, saying you have anything to contribute.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna make fun of Hogue in a little bit.
It's, it's not a contribution when it's that easy. So, Frank, step up your game.
Donation, so that makes sense.
What do I get from it? What are you donating to
Can we
me?
talk about I love that this became like a road trip movie, but also like a really great film about a really kind of strained father-son relationship. Like, it just works on so many levels, and I love it for that.
Oh, I thought it was an allegory about 9/11.
What?
Okay, here you go.
Well, if you look hard enough, maybe it is.
Like, if you see there's two trees in the background right now, and then when it cuts back, there's only one.
That's right.
So, oh wait, no, there's two trees. Never mind, I
That
misread
does,
that.
That does remind me
I
of a
caught, like,
Reddit
10
post I
trees.
read once that said
That,
this movie predicted 9/11.
That right there, that version of Max is all of us as we walk out of the quarantine.
Yeah. What are this call?
What are you insinuating, PJ?
That we're all trying our best not to get fat during quarantine, but there's
Hey.
a lot of good food in the world.
Hey man,
I've lost a little weight. How dare you?
I know. So have I.
Hey, you can buy 15 Hot Pockets for $11 at Superior, so I don't want any comments about my figure once I get out, because that's
What the
just good
hell is
business.
Superiors?
Superior Groceries.
Oh, you think you're better than us, huh?
I'm not a marketing expert, but yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're Canadian. You're not better than anyone here.
The grocery store near me is called Giant, so I guess we all have big butts.
you think you're
And
better
they
than
don't
me?
lie.
Yeah, it's.
Look, Goofy's connecting with the sun, and then the movie can end
See,
because they're
Brienne
happy now.
understands me. She says she's trying to get someone to take a dozen Porto's meat pies away from her.
Oh, Portos.
I mean,
Oh,
I would gladly take one, but I'm also 500 miles away right now. I'm sorry, Brienne.
And I will walk 500 miles.
And I was so ready.
Whoa.
Yeah, you should get
500.
it going.
Okay, other than the remake of The Jungle Book, has Christopher Walken done a voice in an animated Disney movie?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
No, but he was in the Country Bears, but that's not anime.
Yes. Oh, that'll be a commentary at some point.
Which one?
The Country Bears.
Yeah, Chris and Hogue, you guys can definitely take the lead on that.
It's
one.
just gonna be my bad Christopher Walken impression, and then Chris just like putting more cheeses around the our graphic frame.
Well, we might as well do the Haunted Mansion while we're at it then.
Oh, let's do Haunted Mansion.
What is it? Tower of Terror? That one's really good
That
too.
was a Disney movie, Disney Channel movie.
Yeah. We should have a Disney Channel movie month.
Can we real quick just talk about how doom and gloom a lot of this movie is? I mean, we've seen a lot of it already with the opening nightmare sequence or whatever, but the whole premise of this fishing trip is that Principal Mazer put it in Goofy's head that if Max continues down this path, he will end up in the electric chair. That is the threat. I don't want to see you in the electric chair. Holy shit.
But it is like the
Disney
perfect
goes
thing for
dark
a kid's
here, man.
movie.
Disney went dark.
But like it works for a kid because like we're watching this now as like 20 to 30-year-olds of like, oh, I don't know, what's the big deal? And then when you're a kid, you're like, you'll get the electric chair if you like do something bad at school. Oh my gosh. So it's like that perfect like level of this is what could happen to you, kid. And then you grow up and you're like, I was dumb.
Explains why Pat's so squeaky clean.
Thank you, Evan. You innocent soul.
Am I?
Evan is no innocent soul.
Yeah, he's a bad mom.
He's a naughty. I forgot. I took off the bad mom graph.
I liked it. I saw it.
Oh.
Yeah, I would like to see the mom dog.
I'm going to shout out Janine right now, who donated $5 to our stream live. She says you all stand out above the crowd, even if you got to shout out loud. XOXO. Janine, I love you so much. Thank you for the very heartfelt donation. You're the best.
Janine, thank you.
She's the best.
She's a nice lady.
Well, if you guys haven't, I'm going to put it in. She's got a Patreon. I'm going to put the link for her Patreon in the chat too.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Definitely check out Janine's Patreon.
Yeah, go support her. She's not only a great content creator, but like a great person. So deserves all the success.
We all stand for Janine here.
Shut it, Janine.
No, Roxanne.
Roxanne.
She's not very understanding.
All she wanted
Roxanne,
to do
don't
was
be a
party all
bitch.
night. Goddamn. Roxanne.
Well, she's a female dog.
Thank you.
All she gotta do
Thank
is
you
party all
for
night.
being there for me. Thank you
Okay.
for being there for me.
Phew.
That would have been a really bad joke.
Yeah, would have gotten us canceled. You know.
But hope to save the day, as always.
Yeah, I'm here for you guys.
Just kidding. What?
Animal.
That dog is high.
That was.
Right, maybe I'm falling for Roxanne. That's all I'm gonna say.
This really, as somebody who like went to like an animation school, this is like the perfect like thing to show kids of exaggerated movement to sell like character, and like animated characters move like exaggerated in a way that you don't know how to like verbalize. But, like the way he walks is just like too much, but it works.
I'm in deep sludge.
Ew.
Sludge.
That's not.
So I'm pretty certain my desk is going to fall in the middle of this. So if you see a catastrophic, like, anything, you know what
I'll
happened.
cheer. Yes.
I mean, I would
Frank.
cheer too. It's fine.
Guys, good to know I'm in, like, a good crowd. People that care about me. Want to make sure I'm happy.
So real quick, Jonathan Peck says, also bonus fun fact, in 1995, a Goofy movie and Bad Boys came out the week after Tommy Boy. Imagine a person wanting to see all those movies at the same time. It's funny you should say that, because I believe that Frank and I's first episode of Something Rotten on the new channel is going to be for Tommy Boy. And that is your little announcement right now for that.
It's also kind of, like, funny of just how much of, like, Tommy Boy is known as a road trip movie, and then you got this one. So it's, like... It's weird how much that premise kind of went away. We haven't seen a lot of good road trip movies lately.
I guess that some people would argue some
What the
of
heck?
the last road trip movies would be like The Hangover, and no.
Even that I would not say. No.
All right, Goofy, you gotta turn the song down because now it's too loud in my ears.
The last notable road trip movies that I remember, and
Yeah,
I'm
Sarger's right.
blanking.
Sonic is a road trip movie for better or worse.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking like Due Date, or Jason Bateman
Onward.
and Melissa McCarthy had that really shitty one.
Oh yeah,
It was like the
that-
guilt
yeah.
trip with
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and Barbra Streisand.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
just
Is it
disposable.
We're the
Yeah.
Millers? Is that another? Is that the one? I'm
Yeah,
That's a
thinking
good
of?
one.
Millers is a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Nick Offerman's really funny in that.
So, what is your guys' favorite road trip movie? I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of similar answers for this if you're going to ask it. I mean, I think arguably mine is probably Tommy Boy, but a close second would probably be The Original Vacation for me.
I like Vegas Vacation.
Oh, Vegas Vacation's good. Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I was gonna say
Janine says Little Miss Sunshine.
Ooh, wait.
Malcolm says Road Trip.
Oh, Euro Trip too, for that matter.
Yeah.
I also would say what do you call it? Crazy in Alabama.
I love this, by the way. The way this song comes into the movie is it's so good.
It's
It feels so
classic Disney
natural.
too.
Yeah.
I just remembered the the person who comes out of the coffin while they're driving, or the hearse or whatever.
Yeah. What a
I'm gonna land double
perfectly
tap.
goofy song, by the way. Mike K asks if Dumb and Dumber counts as a road trip movie. We'll
Yes,
let panel decide.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say
I think
yes.
so. Yeah.
What's the other one I was thinking of?
I'd
Shoot.
rather eat a toad.
Yuck.
What great, like the car going under a big rig, because that would definitely happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fast and Furious style.
Okay, you want to make a cameo? Okay. Say
The
hi to
Wizard.
audience, Mabel.
Corgi.
Mabel, say hi to the audience.
Say hi to the audience. All right, good to see you. Good guest appearance.
Wilhelm stream.
If people love corgis, so got to keep the viewers happy.
The views just went up by half. Thelma and Louise, Gian says.
Brian Stelling loves
Yeah.
corgis.
Janine, sorry, not
I
Brienne.
was gonna say, who are you?
Who told you that?
I combined Janine and Brienne and said Gian.
Just like gut
The guy in a piano in the back of a truck, just going down the freeway with.
Are they okay?
Watch it.
Have they been in there all
right now
day?
they're both on drugs, and they don't know what's
All right, hold the phone, y'all. We got a stream lab coming in from Brianne Chandler herself, Miss Movies, $11.11, and she said it's because she loves palindromes. If I said
Thank
that
you,
right.
Brienne. We love you
Thank you,
so much.
Brienne. We
Thank
love
you.
Shout out to Brianne Chandler. Really, actually, thoroughly appreciate it.
Thank
I hope
you
you're doing
guys.
well in your own. I've seen your guitar work. It's actually
Yeah.
like you. I've seen it. You've been progressing. You're doing some really fucking cool things with it. So
That has literally been one of my favorite parts of the quarantine, has been watching Brienne's videos, learning to play guitar. Like, she is doing all of this hard work during quarantine, and it just puts such a smile on my face every time. It just,
but
it's getting really
you can
good.
actually see progress, and like that's the thing. I'm like, oh shit, look at
What
her.
were you
go.
gonna
Really good, and Eric Clapton better watch out.
he
That's all I
should.
gotta say.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Ferris says, do the Fast and the Furious movies count as road trip movies?
No.
Well,
Manner of speaking. Oh. Has there ever been like a Goofy movie, the musical, like on stage?
No. There should be.
Why? No.
I
feel like you
I don't
could
know
do
if
that.
a Goofy movie was ever like known to be a popular animated movie until like social media picked it up. I mean, it's just because our generation talks about it now on social media. But
Right.
I don't know that I ever felt like
I mean, it was successful enough
it's
to get
no-
a sequel.
Yeah, but
Like-
it was a direct-to-video
but
sequel.
I was
Disney
gonna say
did
the
a lot of-
sequel was just like one of those Eisner sequels. I mean, it's just
but
doesn't
it
really-
is like there were a lot of Disney movies that didn't get sequels. So it's like Aladdin got straight to DVD sequel. So did Little Mermaid. Like
Almost
I remember-
everything they did for a while, though, did, man. Like, they
Yeah,
made
it's
almost all of their movies at that
well,
point.
I'm looking up the box.
just
Yeah.
don't even think about it that way though. Just compare it to any other Disney movie. I mean, I never even though I might have loved it just as much, it didn't seem like it was nearly as notable as Lion King, Aladdin, any of those that came out at the exact same time.
No, totally. But like, it's hard to judge just because of how much nostalgia I have for this from like, my childhood. It made $35 million at the box office, which compared to Toy Story and like even the Tigger movie, which made $96 million.
Also, real quick, this was them totally making fun of the Country Bears, right? Like the actual Disney attraction. That is 100% what this feels like.
The Country Bears starring Christopher Walken.
That is what it was based on, the Disney attraction.
Yeah. Also, a couple of things. John Cooper says Blues Brothers is a road trip movie, and then Brian was asking how long I've been playing the guitar for, since second grade. So I was 8 then. I think 12 years. I've been playing that instrument. Yeah.
I just think that this sequence totally shows all those things that if you go on like a long road trip, there's always the touristy trap type things. That is 100% what this sequence plays like to me in the best way. Like it really does get those weird, kitschy, off the road things that you might find, and there's something kind of fun about that to me.
As a Kentuckian, I'm offended by this.
Hey,
I'm sorry, Ryan.
I'm a Canadian. I'm used to like the butt of so many pop culture jokes. Welcome into my comfort group. We're here to like support each other.
That's right. Kentuckians and Canadians, a lot in common.
Yeah, mainly just like scrutiny and.
Yeah, but I actually like Ryan, whereas Hogue we tolerate.
PJ? Huh? I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
What? Nothing.
Don't worry, Hogue. You're way more likable than I am.
Ryan. Give yourself credit. That's a shirt any mother would appreciate.
That's right. God, what's funny, I have this exact same shirt, but it says my mom's name. So
I'm gonna guess Gertrude.
This guy trying so hard. This reminds me of literally every Disney actor at Disneyland who's trying hard to make the kid who doesn't want to be around the character happy, and it just makes me laugh.
Doesn't he?
Hey, Chris Parker, what are you thinking in this very moment?
I'm just feeling bad because he's about to get. He doesn't get kicked in the balls. Oh no, he gets punched in the face.
He breaks his neck.
Yeah, he like.
Oh my goodness!
He gets decapitated
And then
torn apart by children.
Yeah, and then the children all steal him and like drag him away to his death. What a dark and nihilistic film this actually is. Something I didn't notice, Janine said it earlier in the chat. At the end of the song, one of the people in the back of the trunk was wearing cement shoes, like someone was going to be thrown into water and drowned. Like this movie has so many dark nihilistic undertones.
Sassy fresh.
I'm feeling white. I'm feeling black. I'm feeling blue. I'm getting lonely for the truth.
I'm Pikachu. Pika.
Only Ryan Stanley would get that.
Oh,
these Country Bears. Wow.
That's actually really good. Wow.
Holy shit! Was that Christopher Walken?
No,
it
was his best friend, Frederick Sitton.
Oh, did you like the fart?
No.
Yeah, he'll be back though.
Yeah.
Malcolm says, "What Disney movie doesn't have dark undertones?" I mean, that's a fair point, but I just mean like
Hunchback
this one.
of Notre Dame.
No.
Hunchback is arguably maybe the darkest Disney film.
What are you talking about? That's like my day to day.
I would say, you know what? There is a movie. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Well, it's not too dark.
It's pretty dark, bro.
Have you considered The Coconut? It's a Moana quote for anybody wondering.
All right, we get it. You're a film, bro.
Jungle Book. There's nothing dark about Jungle Book.
As long as you got the bare necessities. That's all you
The
need.
fact that he grew up without like human parents, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, what is a Disney movie that doesn't have anything?
Well, Brian just said in the chat, not too dark Disney film is Aladdin, but even Aladdin is pretty dark.
Oh, Aladdin.
People die in Aladdin.
There's the whole thing about poor and suffrage.
And
Bespin's
cutting
about to
off
get her
hands.
hand cut off. Yeah.
And like arranged marriages, like
riff raff.
I actually always thought that Aladdin would, like, if you did a live action version, this was before they did it, one of the versions I wanted to do was one that focused on Jafar, and, like, I wanted him to be an ex-Crusader who like fell into dark magic. I just thought Hogue has heard my entire pitch. Like I had a very different version of Aladdin.
It's a good movie for Disney to definitely not make. Is the if you give that to like 20th Century Fox or like one of their subsidiaries, they'd be like, yeah, we would kind of be into that, or like A24 even.
Brian says Emperor's New Groove isn't too dark. I could give you that one if they didn't try to kill Cusco.
Yeah, and also the fact that he goes through the depression about who he actually is and his thought process on what he actually means to his society.
Existential crisis.
Existential crisis.
What's the least?
Are we all going through existential crisis?
No, we're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's a Monday night and we're watching a goofy movie.
Yeah. Why are we complaining?
Sorry, Hogue.
It's okay.
How you doing over there, Frank?
This is also something I definitely relate to when it came to family vacations. Like the idea that your friends' parents always had it figured out way more.
Yeah. I actually used to go camping a lot, so I actually related to this heavily, especially the idea of like parents who were well off had like these nice RVs and stuff, and I was always going out there with like a tent and a sleeping bag. And
that upset me. That was like too much.
And you also think like all of your friends' parents are cooler than your own, and I mean, there's a lot of that rings true.
Yeah, this movie gets a lot of that. I agree with Ryan a lot on that. Like, there's just something that when you were younger, you felt this. At least I did, and because I did go out a lot like this, and I had a lot of people who I hung around that I thought their parents were cooler for reasons like this. I mean, look at this RV. It's got a friggin' pool table. Are you kidding me?
And apparently a giant pool was able to be like stuffed in underneath the RV and come out. So that's a huge water bill.
A bowling alley on the roof.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't gone bowling in so long. When the quarantine's over, we should all go bowling. Who wants to go bowling?
Let's do that. We could do bowling. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying I would like to go bowling. It's been a little bit.
I like bowling. We
could do virtual bowling on that family game night one night.
We can do it on PlayStation.
That's true too.
PlayStation.
Janine is right though. Pete is abusive. I will not disagree with that at all.
Well, yeah, he's the original bad guy of Disney. He was the original.
Ooh, wait, Miss Movie shouted out Black Cauldron. That's a good dark one.
Black Cauldron is arguably one of their darkest films as well, but it was also like heavily neutered at the same time.
Yeah,
Beauty and the Beast is super dark. Literally Stockholm Syndrome, the whole film.
The Beauty and the Beast, aside from that, is dark because of the whole thing about him being depressed, about being an outcast. Everybody's an outcast. It's the same thematic structure as Hunchback. It's why Hunchback is I think the greatest animated Disney film outside of Toy Story 3.
Also has some pretty great music.
It's the best soundtrack, bar none.
There, standing above
I just really want Hunchback to get like the full Broadway production. I know that they've been doing like the smaller versions of it.
They did the full Broadway production in Australia, and they put the soundtrack up on Spotify last year.
Well, but I really want it to get like a full Broadway run.
Yeah, I need to get a Broadway.
It's always Australia who's always ahead of us.
I mean, dude, what is it? It's where is it in Europe right now that has the Back to the Future musical? Like, it's killing me that I can't just hang out and like see it.
They're putting all the American stuff in.
Well, it's probably also cheaper to do it in other countries than it would be to do here, and do like smaller runs to see how it performs and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like a fun fact, real quick before that, like we're talking about these Broadway productions, Phantom of the Opera, like it has a sequel, Love Never Dies, that's never been on Broadway. It's toured, but it's never actually been on Broadway.
Nope.
Isn't it also not good?
I actually like it. I know there's a lot of people who don't, but I think that the music's actually quite good. So
I stand corrected.
I mean, to be fair, where is it? I actually own it. So
fair.
You know, just saying. What were you going to shout out, Evan?
I've lost my train of thought, sadly.
That's Evan.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Who else but Evan?
And
Paris is in the chat.
Paris is in the chat, and I wanted to shout out John Cooper also, who says I'm the Broadway guy. This is true.
You think you know something about Broadway? Have you heard of this musical? called Hamilton. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Evan.
It's probably
All right, see you later, Miss Movies. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming and hanging out, Brianna.
Hey,
We'll see you
Finish
soon.
Thank you so much, Brienne.
Malcolm asked, what do we think of the Kingdom Hearts games? I actually really quite like the Kingdom Hearts games. The reason he brings it up is Pete was a great villain in them. I don't disagree. I love the first couple. I actually thought Kingdom Hearts 3, we waited so long for it, and it disappointed me personally, but I still like the games. Did anyone else here play them?
No, I have always been tangentially interested, but like the fact that it was like Final Fantasy as well always kind of turned me off because of
Me too.
there's weirdly a lot of lore to those games, and even for like Disney movies, which is kind of what would get me into it. It just seemed unapproachable in that way of, I don't know, like I need to get into the story if I'm going to play like an RPG, even if it's action.
That scream, by the way, of him screaming Bigfoot was always something I always said as a kid. Just whatever reason, the way he says it has stayed with me forever.
Heck yeah. Wow. Yeah, this scene freaked me out as a kid.
Brian said if there's ever a musical exhibition, I want to see PJ in it. I would love to, but I don't think that can ever actually happen, only because I actually have to write the questions.
Also, just a quick timestamp. We're at 42:15 right now.
42:15.
That's about the halfway mark.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the movie right now.
This is a short movie. That makes sense, but
Well, again, this was also not supposed to be a theatrically released film. Like it was always aimed to be more like something direct to video. So some of that checks out.
yeah, this is the danger. I've never seen Lord of the Rings, and I know we floated it as doing it for commentaries, but that kind of
I would do it as a commentary before I ever did it as a watch along, just because as a watch along, it would also be just really long.
how does Bigfoot know what keys are?
The underwear on his
If
head.
you hate on Bigfoot like that again, I'm gonna have to go over there and put a Bigfoot in your face.
What does that even mean?
Literally, what it means verbatim.
Also,
have you been
a shout out to
practicing
this.
that?
This is one of my favorite sequences. Is Bigfoot doing puppetry?
Shout to Bigfoot.
This is like us entertaining each other during the quarantine.
It is.
is like
It really
Tremors.
is. This is what Ryan and I do all the time. Ryan and I are running around with socks on our hands.
This is just a new version of Tremors. They can't leave.
Shout out to our Tremors watch along again last week. If you guys tuned in, thank you for watching. We had a really great time. If you haven't checked it out, you really should. Kevin Smets was on. We had a really good time. It was really fun revisiting that absolute classic of a film.
Make sure to watch it. It's a fun commentary.
Oh, that's good.
Now, when they cook this soup, did you guys ever try and do it the way they cook this soup?
I did. I tried very hard when I was younger.
I know. I was like, that'd be
It's-
so cool.
It's the thing of like food in animated movies, especially when you're a kid. You're like, well, that objectively has to taste better. 'Cause
Also,
it
I
just
always loved
looks
this.
more fun.
Just seeing him just dancing and being
BDs.
so happy, yeah, it just makes me happy.
I always thought it was
He's dancing in the background. Look at Bigfoot. You know, Marshall would be very proud right now
When
if
you
you guys
think
are How I
about
Met
it-
Your Mother fans.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
Bigfoot is pretty sadistic. He's just basically just toying with them.
It's true. He's kind of
Pretty.
he's doing what would you call that? Torture almost.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's true. Frank is right. Again, this movie's much darker than I remember it being. You think there's some Stockholm syndrome going on here, or no?
Nah, not with Goofy. Goofy doesn't know how to spell Stockholm.
That's
Like
probably
bye bye.
bye bye.
I love you.
Oh, yuck. Goofy, you gotta get out of the car and be a father to your son.
I'm not being sarcastic. I think that is excellent. I'm literally not joking. It's great.
Finally.
Pretty good. And
Thank
I
you.
hate to say it because
Like,
it's Hogue.
I haven't made eye contact with you. Like, it's just coming in my ears, and I think it sounds so natural.
Okay.
I'm dead
It
serious.
kills me that Hogue actually has an ounce of talent, and it's really disappointing.
It really
Well,
is, isn't it? Like it's so hard because I hate how talented he is because I also hate him.
Yeah.
Guys, you're gonna make me cry.
Bro,
You know
y'all are
what?
so mean to Hogue. What the hell?
I was gonna say everybody's mean to Hogue, and this is the first time I've interacted with him. You know what? I think he's
Right.
a super talented dude.
Yeah, Ryan, how do you
Let's
feel
go.
about kind of
Shut
how
your
I'm
damn mouth and watch
treated
the
in
movie.
this?
I don't care for it, Pat. Not gonna lie, don't care
Thank you,
for it.
Ryan. It warms my heart.
The chat's on Hogue's side too, for what it's worth.
Matt Whitehurst. Janine. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just losing all credit at
see,
this
that
point.
sounded nothing like Christopher Walken. I think you're losing it.
Jacob Blunden asked if I hate Hogue more than I hate him. No, I definitely hate you more than I hate Hogue because I like Canada more than
The
Australia.
fact that Jacob is in the chat is
Not on
very
stream.
funny to me.
And hey, guys, if you're watching right now, we have 19 people watching. Please make sure you like the video on YouTube. Just, help us out. It means a lot.
Dude,
Leave some
guys.
comments,
Max and eyes.
Also, I will be shouting out everyone who retweets the link that I put in the chat. I'll put in there again. I'll be shouting y'all out. So do what you got to do.
Which he just told you what you have to do.
I just watched myself drop a pepperoni on the repeat here.
Oh, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Things you love to see.
Like, hopefully you didn't catch it. It totally caught it.
Hopefully.
They're still being stalked by Bigfoot. I forgot how long this section was.
Ferris says, wow, PJ hates something, mind blown. I don't necessarily actually hate things.
Oh,
No.
spend an hour with him. You'll see.
Give him like
Thank
2
you,
weeks.
Evan.
Malcolm asked
You're
where
welcome.
the Disney movie or where Goofy movie ended in the Disney bracket. It was not in it because it
It
is
wasn't it.
not a Walt Disney animated film. It was a Disney Toon Studio film. It is not one of the 58 or a Pixar film. So we did not have it in the bracket.
PJ,
So-
what won that bracket again?
Was Beauty and the Beast.
All
Much to
right.
my dismay.
You
Okay.
can't hate. You can't hate.
Boring.
I don't hate
Oh
that.
my god.
I don't hate
It should have
that.
been
That's not the
Ratatouille.
worst.
It should have been Ratatouille.
No,
but it's
it
fine.
should not have been.
Wait,
fine.
Pixar was
There
in the
too.
category?
Pixar got shat on that. Pixar got
No, it did
shat
not.
on that
Stop
bracket.
it.
It did.
Stop
It
it.
literally
Beauty and
got
the Beast
shat
did,
on.
though.
It did
I mean,
not.
look at the length at which he will go for Roxanne already.
I
Yeah,
know.
she's kind of
Yeah.
surface level, and that's an okay
She's
max.
flaky. She's flaky, is what she is.
This scene used to like stress me out as a kid.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel bad we're shitting on Roxanne. She doesn't deserve this.
Roxanne, dun, dun,
That's the
dun.
wrong Roxanne song.
But it's from Moulin
Roxanne's
Rouge.
only interested in Max because he said he was going to the Powerline concert, and
It's-
that's what makes him cool to her. Like,
They're,
Frank,
Very
Frank,
good.
that's really
History.
fucking cool, dude.
it's
I mean,
really
it
cool.
is. Oh, it is.
Look, I'm not
Like,
arguing with the chat, by the way, that Beauty and the Beast isn't great. It's just I wanted Aladdin to win because I like Aladdin more than I like Beauty and the Beast
I
because
lied.
Aladdin has the greatest animated performance of all time. Don't at me.
Jacob, I'm excited to be there for the Marvel bracket. I remember like this food looking
Well, okay,
so good.
I want you to watch the plate of eggs. This used to drive me nuts as a kid. The animation, I can't tell if it's genius or it absolutely fails here. It's when
Cool.
she has to take the plate down, and he starts to play with it. Watch the yolk disappear, and it turns into an entire yellow blob. This drove me nuts as a kid. I've never forgot. Here
Wait,
we go.
now
Here
I'm
we go.
obsessing over it.
And
And-
boom!
Yeah, no, that's
Oh my God, you're right.
Alright.
That used to drive me nuts.
Also, I never noticed before that he
The
had
Disney logo?
the Disney logo on
Yeah.
his keys. That's
I
interesting.
just noticed that too.
And that there's Elvis and a nun, like in the
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. Well, that's just
Ryan, I don't want to take away from your egg torment, but I'm okay with that because the yolk is obviously better than like the white.
Shout out Danny
Oh, okay.
DeVito, who is
the egg whites have all the
retweeting us.
protein, but okay.
Wait, Danny DeVito's back?
Danny DeVito is back. He's on Twitter
Danny
right now.
DeVito,
I'm such a
baby!
big fan. Such a big fan.
Oh man.
Also, hey chat, I'm dropping a link in the and I'm dropping a link in the chat under my profile so PJ doesn't kill me. From a song called Roxanne, and I will say that's the quintessential Roxanne song. So you're welcome.
Roxanne, turn on the red light is the quintessential Roxanne.
Just the sea of trucks bleeding out into the road. That's a cool shot. Goofy, you're just such a goof, you know? He's just so goofy. Oh, man. Guys,
Max is having all this fun, but Goofy is being tormented.
see,
I agree, by the way, with Ryan's chat right there. Ryan says, ignore Evan's YouTube channel and come to Movie House. We have more PJ. That is correct. And if you go on this
Peanut butter and
YouTube
jelly.
page, you can find the subscription for Movie House. It is the first channel that is on the main page, followed by Frank Janisch's and then Pat Hogue's.
See?
There you go.
And if you want to see me, if you're going to mention my channel, then I did a Hot Ones Challenge video.
You did.
So,
which was very entertaining. And I'll give you credit, Frank. I really like that one.
stop it. You just really... Why would you do that to my video? Why would you talk bad like that?
Frank, I don't know where to approach you from, what angle to get at, but that's what I like. You're always keeping me on my toes.
This
That's
always
right.
freaked me out as a kid, by the way. All the
of
bats, like that shot of all of them. Wow, this movie had baseball down. There's not a lot of fans there, apparently. And that makes me
Wait,
sad.
there's baseball
It's so empty. And I love baseball, so that breaks my heart. Baseball is
It
like
was probably like a minor league, though. That's why.
probably.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, Max could have enjoyed this trip. It just, to him, it mattered the destination, but he's surprised at how much he's enjoying himself.
I actually would love to
he
sleep on
changed
that
the route
water
now,
bed.
though. That's why he's enjoying it.
Totally, but it's like, he also is just enjoying the trip for what it is on the way.
So
Well,
I think Ryan's trying to talk.
I get it.
no, I was
What
gonna
is
let
Ryan?
that person. I was gonna let him finish, but
Sorry, Ryan.
no, you're fine. I was just gonna ask, what's the farthest you've ever driven to go to a concert?
Farthest I've ever driven to go to a concert. I had to think about that.
I've been at one concert in my life. It was at my college, and I left after the opening person. It was Steve Aoki. And one song in, I was like, all right,
That's
I'm
right.
good. I got
That's
the
right.
experience.
I get it.
I think mine was down to Los Angeles from Sacramento. So about 7 hours. And I went to see Coheed and Cambria do the 10th anniversary of the second stage Turbine Blade. So they did an evening with Coheed and Cambria, and it was a 3-hour concert, and it was incredible.
In 2003, my mom and my brother drove 5 hours to go see Jesse McCartney perform a concert. So
Great. That one song he had was a banger.
it was.
never gonna see your face. Never gonna
Real quick, before I lose it, Matt
Was he on The Masked
Whitehurst.
Singer?
Matt Whitehurst wants to know what our favorite baseball movie is. I know for me, mine is Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams makes me cry every time I watch it. I love that movie to pieces.
Moneyball.
I love
Moneyball's pretty great.
Bull
Moneyball.
Durham is fucking genius.
Yeah,
Bull
Bull
Durham's
Durham is great.
And so
Angels
is
in the
Sandlot.
Outfield,
And Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Moneyball or Sandlot probably.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Cliche.
say one that I'm gonna get killed for, but it's Fever Pitch, and it's Fever Pitch.
Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, Evan.
Okay, like a real baseball movie.
Yeah.
I've got
It's a fucking real baseball movie. Fucking
I've got a
But
soft
it's
spot for the
Janine's
rookie.
too.
right away.
It's Janine's also.
Hey,
so I
yeah,
can't be too
no,
mad.
Janine.
Yeah, Jacob, that's right.
okay.
Field of Dreams. I know that you said Moneyball, but Field of Dreams is the correct answer.
Hey,
No,
PJ,
I
you know a movie I haven't seen?
realistically for me.
Have you
it's
not
Sandlot.
seen Field of Dreams?
Whoa!
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
We might have to do a.
Canadian.
We have to
Wow.
watch Field
Holy
of Dreams.
shit.
I think.
I haven't
Field of
seen it
Dreams is
either.
an all-time classic. and I'm
Whoa!
Bro!
Ryan, I knew I liked you.
Ryan, what the fuck?
My
Evan-
God.
So
Evan, you-
Don't even dare say some dumb shit right now. Son of a bitch hasn't seen Field of Dreams.
Evan, shut up. You haven't seen Rocky.
I was gonna say, imagine leaving Evan's point that Fever Pitch is the best baseball movie to
wrong.
exclaim about how I've never seen Field of Dreams.
It was a joke.
I've
My
also
personal
never
favorite
seen
is
Rocky.
actually Sandlot. It's actually Sandlot. And
Okay.
Sandlot's
Sandlot
amazing.
is great. I will.
All right,
in,
fair
in
enough.
this scene, Goofy is so like behind his son. He doesn't want to believe that, his son has duped him in a sense.
Right.
Ooh, respect.
I know. There's so much shade being thrown in this too.
Well, it's not even no. It's just I don't know if I want to call it shade. but it's just,
Disappointment.
yeah,
I remember
It's
Like, I
clearly,
remember this being like a big thing as a kid of like, oh, they're calling it out what he did, and like he's checking it in a way that like he's not just gonna like bring it up to him. They're just gonna kind of let it fester. Like, I remember that being.
Malcolm's got a good answer, by the way. His was a League of Their Own.
That's a goodie
This is a very sad part because this is where Goofy begins to not trust Max.
Right.
You know, and it's like it's kind of like betraying his own son.
But the fact that he
Even though his
knows,
son's already kind of betrayed him. You know?
but it's like he knows the answer and doesn't talk to him about it. Like this actually feels very contemplative and kind of realistic.
He's about
in
to
a,
go shoot his brains out right now.
Why is there
That's what it
pizza on the carpet?
Well,
They
Goofy's
left
always
it
been
right.
super prideful.
Why
Like,
is there
just in
pizza on the
general.
carpet?
not even prideful, just like his son did this to him. He had such a like an idealization of like who Max was.
Watch this fade
Yeah, he
in. Watch
feels
this
like a
fade.
failure.
Watch this crossfade. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Technique.
good.
Thank you, George Lucas. Shout out to George
That's
Lucas.
good.
Jonathan Peck said 42 is underrated. I agree. 42 is
42
very
is
underrated.
Fucking great.
And
So
I actually think that Harrison Ford is really excellent in that movie. He doesn't get talked to like we always talk about grumpy old Harrison Ford, but
Yeah.
he's legitimately great as Branch Rickey in that.
You want me to
Talking
fight
about guilty
back?
pleasure.
I'm telling you not to fight back.
Isn't that the movie with like the 42 like skits and stuff?
What?
Or-
That's movie.
No, that's
40.
movie.
Oh my
Movie
god!
40.
No,
Oh.
my!
Oh.
Holy shit!
And that's
Chris
movie
Clark.
43, not
So
42. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna plug at the moment right here. Stay tuned on my Instagram. I'm going to be doing a script reading of
Guys,
Spike
this is one of the
Lee's.
most pivotal scenes in the movie right now.
Yeah, they're about to decide. I'm doing a reading of Spike Lee's Jackie Robinson script this Wednesday with an entire cast.
No
on
way.
our-
Are you really?
Yeah, really. I'll give more details later, but my Instagram will also have details. Make a decision, Max.
Oh,
This reminds me of my road trip out to Arizona.
Now,
That's
Goofy's
fair.
face.
Me and my mom had this exact scene play out in my car.
Star Drew said 61 is really great. 61 is great. The only reason I didn't say it is because it was an HBO film. It wasn't like a theatrically released. But Billy Crystal directed that, and I freaking love that movie.
what do you guys sit with The Fan?
The Fan is very good too. The one with Wesley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's a Walt Disney name drop right there. Thanks, Goofy movie. Appreciate it.
I have a soft spot for the Rookie as well.
Oh
with,
yeah, the Rookie's
Dennis
very
Quaid.
good. With
Yeah.
with Dennis Quaid. $1 Million Arm didn't really get seen either, and that one was quite good too.
What's the Clint Eastwood one? Like Trouble with the Curve?
Yeah,
I actually really like that a lot.
It's
And I
okay.
know
It's
I
not
know
bad.
but I actually really enjoy that movie.
Look at how Goofy's standing. Look at those hips.
I know. Oh no, my hips don't lie. It's time to 55. Shakira is in Zootopia.
Ooh,
yeah.
Zootopia would be
Janine also
fun.
said it. $1 Million Arm. She likes it as well. So I'm glad I wasn't alone in that. I like John Hamm. John Hamm doesn't get enough love.
I never
No
saw
one
that.
said- Did anybody say Major League?
No one said Major League. Major League's a
Yeah,
good one
man.
too. Major League.
Wow,
Is,
dang.
Christian Harloff and Tom Dagnino would be pissed at us for not bringing up Major League.
What's the
Yo,
Naked
make
Gun
my
movie
heart
that has
sway.
baseball in it?
That would be the first Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, the Naked Gun movies would be fun to do a watch along too.
Oh, that would be. If we
I-
do Airplane,
Yeah, just do a whole Leslie Nielsen watch along.
We
Yes.
should. We should. Actually, you know
speaking
what,
of
Frank?
a Canadian,
I want to say that most of his movies are probably rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. We might want to look into that because we
Does
can do
this-
it in time.
Does this include Scary Movie 3? Because if it does, I am in.
but
Yes,
he's the MVP
you mean?
of those movies.
Hey, Ryan, you mean the best scary movie? I agree.
It is 100% the best Scary Movie.
Yes,
Well,
it
But-
is.
but
I think
Scary
it's the second
Movie,
best. I don't know about the first
Oh.
one.
Scary Movie 4 has the best joke in all the franchise.
Well, that's like how Anchorman 2 has the best joke between the two movies.
trying to think which one. Mr. Magoo. Ooh, Janine, good call.
I saw Mr. Magoo in theaters just to
Oh,
age
man.
myself.
But this is one of my. This actually might be one of my favorite sequences in the movie because they're having such a petty argument while they're literally dying, and it's like the most goofy thing that's plausible.
It's the most what thing?
Goofy.
Malcolm calling out Scary Movie 2 is the best scary movie makes me so sad.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
mean, everyone can say everyone can have their opinions. Scary Movie 2 is of the first 4 is my least favorite.
Yeah,
by
I'm gonna
far.
say the opening to 4 with Dr. Phil and Shaq in a
Yeah.
Saw movie
is amazing.
is cinematic gold.
I think that the popular opinion is actually that Scary Movie 2 is the best.
Is it? I thought
I
it was.
know
yeah,
it from a few
I-
people. Yeah,
I don't think people hold 3 in high regard at all. I've always thought I was in the minority, so I'm kind of shocked that you agree with me, Peach.
Signs is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. So the fact that like Scary Movie 3 has a lot of signs in it always
Right.
Well,
made me appreciate
Simon
it a lot
Rex kills me in
Yes.
that movie. And
The 8 Mile is.
he's done so little
yes.
in movies since then, but I thought he was excellent in that movie.
Well, it's very. I mean, obviously, as I said, I love the Naked Gun movies, and it's done by the guys who did Naked Gun. So, like, of course, I like it. Like, that's my kind of humor. I like that more than I like what they did with the first 2 Scary movies, personally speaking. But
Hey guys, I'll be back.
oh, he's back with
don't
that.
do
I'll miss
no.
you.
There
God
it is.
fucking.
It's that horror movie image again.
Literally every time, dude.
I need to
You
make him a
can't run away
graphic.
from Pat Hogue even if you try.
I need to make him a graphic.
That is nightmare fuel for everyone
It
watching.
really
I
is.
apologize. I apologize, you guys.
but also Pat Hogue in general is just nightmare fuel.
That's
So
This is
That's
such a
bad.
great song, by the way. Like, of all the songs in the movie, this one doesn't get talked about very, very much, but I think it's just really, really well done. It's just so nice.
George Miller directed this sequence.
It reminds me a little bit of The Rescuers for whatever reason. For a movie that was done by Disney Toon Studios, I just think that the animation goes above and beyond what people usually give them credit for. Like, it really does feel like a full theatrical release type movie.
It's been a while since I've seen a Disney animated film that hasn't been like touched up.
Right.
Since then, I mean, this doesn't feel like it feels like exactly how I remember it.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel like it's been touched.
I don't think they've done any work on it at all. Like, it definitely looks like it's from whatever source was originally done for the 35 millimeter prints, which I kind of appreciate, actually, if I'm honest.
oh, Hogue's back. Thank God.
Yeah,
Didn't
Evan.
even
Evan,
notice. Didn't even
Evan,
notice.
Evan, are you
Chris, are you gonna make me a graphic?
Yeah, I should. Evan, are you drinking Everclear and Coke?
No, it's a vanilla
my
white
God.
rum.
Oh, okay.
Everclear and Coke.
It looks
Just
like
dissolve the
Everclear.
Coke.
It just looks like Everclear.
If
That's
you're gonna
just
drink Everclear,
acid.
you gotta do lemonade. You gotta do lemonade. Acid on acid, baby.
Wow.
Am I
Oh,
wrong?
What a harmony. Jeez.
I'm just gonna stick with what I labeled you. I said Everclear with Evan, but I guess you're not drinking Everclear.
People will get the idea. It makes sense.
Bro, how the hell do I keep getting labels like this? Like, I'm a millennial. I don't like labels. If you get that reference,
you
I,
Okay, boomer.
You're Gen Z, dude.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna say.
There was a joke. There was a joke there.
Terrible joke.
Wishes. You
Jacob
just
Blunden,
wish your
get him
mom-
out of here. Jacob, kick out Evan.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I get kicked off, and I'll send Mabel to go take off Ryan's selling shirt.
I mean,
I
I
can do
feel
it.
like
I'll just-
people would pay to have Ryan take his shirt off. Let's be
I'll
real.
say I'll just do that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's check the Streamlabs.
Actually, no. I'll just take this opportunity to promote my OnlyFans.
You have an OnlyFans? Shit. What's the show off?
He wants
Okay.
to subscribe, man. He was like, "Oh, you got one? I want to subscribe."
This scene gave me anxiety.
It still gives me anxiety. Again, I think it's also the color palette. Like, I mean, red is obviously a very aggressive color,
Yeah, red
And-
spooks
Wow.
me.
and
As a concept.
it's done very, very well using it as the backdrop for everything. Like, it really heightens the tension in the right ways.
But it's weird because like I feel like this is the first movie I saw that like my brain works in cartoon logic of
Me
like
too.
looking at different things and being like, oh, if you stood on that and then you could jump to that and do all that, and like any object had the same like physics value. So it's like Yeah, you could stand on a log and like pick up a car or something.
Bro,
Right.
Bro, I gotta say, someone in high school once told me that wearing red gives you a better chance with women. I'm not even-
Folks, that's why you come to our a Goofy movie watch long.
I just really want to. I'm going to shout out Malcolm real quick, by the way. Malcolm says this is the first time I've ever seen Ryan Snelling on video. I've only ever heard his voice.
You know what? You know what? That's your fault, Malcolm. I've been fucking making content since 2014. That's your fault. I love you. I love you, but I've been promoting shit for 6 years.
I just spit up my alcohol.
Get off your ass. Follow
Hey,
me
Ryan.
on Instagram.
Just get better on Twitter.
I'm pretty good on Twitter. I'm pretty good.
You're okay.
I'm
It's like a
okay.
solid 6 out of 10.
I appreciate that. I'll take
Frank, I gotta respect the Bud Light.
Well, it's the only thing I have right now. So
Hey,
That
Thanks.
look that
I
Goofy
respect
gives Max
you.
and that tear rolling down his face is just so good.
he licked
Everything
his own
about
tear
it.
up. I mean,
Oh,
if anyone
man.
wants to donate $5, I will cry right now on command. Evan,
Guys, can we look at what the fuck is happening here?
What is
this
going on?
is literally a Goofy movie.
What the fuck just happened?
okay,
Okay.
everyone, shut up. We're at the concert.
Oh, Frank, now you're going to commentate on the movie. You've just been sitting the whole time of like
I've
waiting.
been waiting for this.
Okay, guy.
Everlong?
Dude, man, this whole sequence
First of all,
is just.
how thirsty is Max right now?
Yeah, I know. Did you see him eyeing them as they walked by? He was straight staring at their ass, by the way. Just saying.
notion.
Yeah, I forgot how much this slaps.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this is the best. And the dancers are gorgeous.
Okay. All right. Settle down.
5-year-old
All
me.
right there, buddy.
5-year-old me was like, wow. I'm just going to throw that out there.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, see, Janine gets me eye to ass. See?
Yeah, that's true.
See?
Hey, man. Hey, dude. Good asses are good
Time
asses.
machine.
That's all I gotta say. Not to be too tongue in cheek.
I used to think that woman was Pete.
Oh,
Cross-
If you,
cross-dressing.
Why
if you try to find this song on Apple Music, you can't. It's not on there.
She's holding out that Max will show up.
And
Listen,
Spotify,
he's
you
a
can't find it on
loser.
Spotify.
Max is not going to show up for Roxanne.
I love that Goofy is in this show.
We're going to get it. We're going to get the classic.
Yeah. It's so good.
A man just
That
got
wasn't a classic.
electrocuted, and this dude's like,
Look at Powerline just frozen.
I know.
Just like, my career's over.
Yeah.
my career is over.
All right,
Oh
this
my God,
bodyguard
who is
takes
this
his
guy?
job way too seriously.
That's $1 million LCD
mean-
screen. That just-
Imagine you've been hired to work on, like, the Goofy movie that's supposed to surround around Goofy, and then you get this sequence, and you're like, I guess it just fits in somewhere. Oh,
Back in the day, they used to broadcast concerts like this. I mean, that would be.
Yep.
They didn't. Not really.
See, that's
Live
what
Aid.
I said, Frank.
Live
That's
Aid?
exactly.
No.
Yeah, but Live Aid was different. Like, that wasn't
yeah,
on
Live Aid is
pay-per-view.
different.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't actually They wouldn't broadcast a concert that's being live, like a live. Because what's the point of going?
an Indian?
Why? What's the point of What's the point of going to a tour and spending money on a ticket if you
Wait.
can just watch a broadcast live? It's after the fact.
Weren't they at the concert?
Oh, look at that. They're falling in love over cheese.
Wait,
They're falling
where are
in
they
love
now?
over-
Related.
weren't they
They're
just at the
related.
concert?
They're like brother and sister. They look like brother and sister. That's what.
Bro, why the fuck is
Yeah.
Ursula on screen?
Wait, wasn't Roxanne just at the concert? Where's she now?
No, I think
Roxanne's
they're,
not on the concert. She's
Yeah.
watching on TV
yeah, they're watching a live stream of it, essentially.
at their
Oh,
Native American
right.
themed party.
Yeah, Roxanne, you really did not think forward there.
Nah. Again, all she want to do is party all night. Goddamn Roxanne.
That car is messed up. Oh, that's good advice. Oh, Max.
Damn.
You got this.
This hits hard for some people I know.
Look how sad he looks when he's walking up there.
Got big pain.
Dude, that's like me every morning when I wake
jeans.
up and I walk to the kitchen and I'm like, man, it's another day of quarantine.
I'm getting the
PJ, I'm
mail.
gonna fucking kill you.
Yikes.
He's just so scary.
I like the shower cap. That's cute.
Remember me?
A dog with a full body of fur with a shower cap.
They're so cute. I just want them to like
I just want them to
be together forever and like have little dog babies, which are puppies, kids.
Where's our third Goofy movie? We need a trilogy capper, you guys.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Stop it, Evan. Nobody asked.
No, we don't.
Where do you go past an extremely goofy movie? Like,
They
what's
made
the
a
next
sequel-
one?
They made a
You,
sequel.
you make it with him as a dad now.
But like, what do you call it?
An ungodly
Yeah.
goofy movie.
That's a
Like
good name.
an uncircumcised goofy
Yo.
movie.
John Cooper.
The ungoofy movie.
Real
The
quick,
ungoofy movie.
John Cooper says the only version of Roxanne is by the police. If you don't think so, I will send the police on you. John, that is
No.
incorrect.
No.
Stop, Evan. Stop.
PJ
I'm already
Campbell.
talking. I'm already
Stop.
talking. Evan, shut up.
God damn it.
Moulin Rouge actually has a great version in the Broadway production of Roxanne. So I have to throw down.
Roxanne, do do do.
Damn, you
There
snuck
is
that in
an
there, man.
Arizona Barrett song named called Roxanne, which I get drunk to all the time. So please listen to it.
That's different.
It's not.
Evan, so we're about to finish up here. How do you feel about this viewing of this movie that you're not even sure you've seen before?
They just killed Goofy.
There it is. You
Nah,
gotta
he's
have
good.
that
People
classic
don't die.
figure up there.
Bro, I gotta say that like it's a lot of fun. Like there's not a lot to hate about it. It's definitely got that like, you know, that Disney feel to it. Not like, you know, classic Disney feel, but like, oh, these are your characters. I hope you enjoy them. Like it feels like it was almost made for TV, but I'm not mad about it.
It does
You know,
feel
I'm
like
like-
a studio was like, make a Goofy movie, whatever you want. We don't care. It's not going to be good. And
Well,
then they were like,
that's exactly
There was
it.
no supervision whatsoever.
yeah. We didn't acknowledge that like
That's fine.
Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck make an appearance, and they both
Real-
look like Chernobyl mutants.
Real
in this
quick,
movie.
before people log out, we're gonna watch through the credits. We're gonna announce next week's watch along while we're still
Oh,
here.
true.
So just
Don't
hang
you
out.
leave.
But
I know
no,
you're all thinking of leaving, and
it's
I'm
so
telling you
weird.
now, if you do,
It is
I'll be
weird
upset.
because it's so clear that this movie was made in mind of no one would go see it. Like it was made as an afterthought for the Disney Afternoon,
Which is fair.
but it's also like they got Pauly Shore, who at the time was big. Like, there's weirdly like effort put into like maybe he'll make it funny and like hoping the movie itself like is okay, but then the movie comes out to be pretty like good with like a lot of aspects of like watching it again. Like it's not high art and it's like not revolutionary, but it's definitely a lot better than you would expect from a spin-off movie surrounded by like headlining Goofy.
Well, especially because I've seen it come up a couple of times in the chat. Like Mickey Mouse never even had his own movie, so the fact that Goofy got to lead his own before Mickey Mouse did is almost crazy when you think about
Yeah.
it.
It just bothers me how much their teeth are apart. Like you can't even whistle through that.
No, you know, it's kind of like the Tremors of animation.
What, Pat? You obviously weren't looking. Anytime they're shown smiling, full grill of teeth. But when their mouth is open, you just got two toopers.
Teeth defy like animation physics in a way that like even animation can't do, and
That's right.
it like we need to start regulating this shit.
That's right.
This is not okay.
Frank, did you think anything about this movie?
You know, I was waiting for the music. I was just waiting for the music. That was it. That's the only reason I showed up. Just
He literally
Oh.
woke up for the concert at the end.
I did.
Gotcha.
So, well, I mean, you guys were talking about baseball for like 30 minutes, and I was like, all right, well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
baseball
I get
sucks.
it.
So I don't
I
know
don't
why
know.
we
I don't know why that happened.
Ryan,
I forget how that started.
On brand.
The baseball
they-
conversation came up because there's baseball in the movie, and
oh, I
Malcolm
know
asked.
why it came up.
Yeah,
He said, "I know why."
It's just what was the point?
Also, you know, cheese maybe like 0.02%.
True.
Of the movie, but it's the entire theme of the template. That's interesting. Love
But I
it.
mean, what an impact it made on the movie, though. You can't deny it.
That's right.
Shout out to Chris Clark. He does his thing, and we let him do it. Chris Clark,
It's great.
tell us about cheese for about like 2 seconds, please.
I love cheese. Everybody loves cheese.
Cheese is great.
Janine says by far the best part of the watch along was Frank's contribution and nothing else. So, I mean, Janine, number one, thank you, but also ouch.
I was gonna say also
Well, no.
0.02 of this commentary was Frank's contribution.
I mean,
That's just what happens.
I had some Del Taco beforehand, and it made me a little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie.
It made you cut the cheese.
God damn
No,
it.
no,
Chris.
no.
We need you to hold those hot takes for another watch along, okay? You can't just drop that this far in.
Oh, it's cheese.
Lactose intolerant people, bro. Imagine being lactose intolerant, not knowing that you're lactose intolerant, and then you take a whole freaking like gallop of Cheese Whiz in your throat, only
Gallop?
to be shitting your brains out like after 2 hours.
Real quick, Matt Whitehurst in the chat said something interesting. He says, I don't know if a full-length Mickey Mouse movie would actually work. Goofy worked because Goofy had some certain characteristics that work. I actually think that there would be a really great Mickey Mouse movie if you surrounded him with other characters. Like, that's why this movie works. It's because it's not Goofy-centric. He's a bigger part of the movie, but there's more characters around him. Mickey would be very similar.
Yeah,
But it's also just write it. Like, you can do it. You can. There's the Christmas specials with Mickey that are like really good and focus him on as a character. You could make that movie.
if you can make Detective Pikachu, you could just do literally anything with Mickey. I mean, there's an animated series where they have that my niece and nephew watched growing up, where they have weekly adventures. I know it's really bullshit like who stole the flower pot off the porch, but you can literally do that. I think I love you, Matt, but I don't agree.
No, but even on that, Mickey has some pretty like well-defined characteristics. Like he is overtly confident. He is definitely a lovebird to a fault. And like he's got some really cool characteristics about him, but if you haven't seen enough Mickey's shit, then you wouldn't know that.
Well,
That's
technically,
Yeah, that's definitely true. I thought he was just a mouse. I haven't tell you the truth. I was like, cool.
Wow, Enough just said Mickey only stands out because of the Disney logo. He's the least interesting of the trio. I strongly disagree with that assessment.
Let's make it clear. Let's make it clear. None of them are interesting. I'll get on board with that.
True.
They're all there's no character
Goofy
there.
isn't even the main character of his own
Yeah.
movie. It's Max.
You can
Right
make a
there.
Mickey movie. Like, that's not the hardest thing to like come up with.
You can definitely do it. I
Like,
just don't think it. I would never say it's interesting.
Goofy happened to work extraordinarily
Mighty
well.
Mickey.
Like, it's weird how much this movie does work. You could do that with Mickey. You could do that with Donald. You could do that with Minnie.
Straight up, like, if anyone has been paying attention, Kevin Smith was talking about how he almost did Kingdom Keepers for Disney Plus, and Mickey was going to be a character in the show itself. Like, that was a character. Him and Walt were both going to be characters together in the show. It would have been very interesting to see how that played out. But now that we've watched it, we talked to Evan about it. Ryan, I'm going to start with you. Revisiting this, did it hold up in your mind in the way that you remembered it?
No, it's kind of weird. It's exactly how I remember it, but I don't know if there's any way. I'm trying to think objectively. So without my childhood bias, it'd be a weird thing to like assassinate because it's such a breezy
Take out back like Old Yeller and just put down.
It's just like a breezy, literally 80-minute fun movie with great music. There's a couple of funny parts. I mean, I think it'd just be silly to have any conversation about anything else other than that. Still super enjoyable to this day.
All right. I'm going to go over to Chris Clark now. Chris, what were your thoughts tonight?
it's essentially a John Hughes movie mixed with a Christopher Columbus kind of thing. It's a vibe.
Totally.
Yeah. It's essentially like it has a lot of planes, trains, and automobiles. Has a little bit of Home Alone-esque kind of feels to it.
A little bit of Ferris Bueller too.
Yeah, and its sequel has like back to school vibes. But I just feel like the movie's strong. A lot of nostalgia. I remember seeing it. I think actually, I Yeah, the double feature I was talking about was the re-release of, I think, Toy Story with that as well. That was the double feature. There might have also been another double feature with another Disney movie that came out that year. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, this film is phenomenal. It's fun, it's nostalgic, and yeah, it was a good old time.
Yeah, Frank, you and I had kind of geeked out about this movie before together. So was it fun to revisit it again?
Yeah, it's always a good time to kind of to watch something like this. Like I said, I really enjoy the music from the movie. I also think the movie itself has a pretty good core message between father and son, or a parent and child, and those things. Those themes definitely hold up to now. So
right.
It's kind of one of those timeless themes. So it always makes it an easy family watch. And like I said, the music is just freaking great. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, Hogue, I'm assuming that you guys got this movie in Canada, I guess, but
So the three movies that I watched as a kid in Canada that I have like in the Rolodex of my memories are A Goofy Movie, Max Keeble's Big Move, and
really?
Yeah, and Home Alone 2.
I mean, Home Alone 2 is the best Home Alone. So,
but I have like images of those movies in my head, like staying at I lived on the same street as my cousins, as my grandparents. Like we all lived on the same block, and we'd go to each other's houses, have movie nights, and this is one of them. And it's weird how much of a time capsule this movie is, where it feels very 90s in a really charming way, but also in a way that's like, you wouldn't get away with that now, but also feels like lighthearted. Like it's so interesting how much this movie kind of exists as a Disney movie, right? In their pantheon of like Mulan and like Lion King. Like it kind of what we talked about. It kind of felt like it got snuck in there. Watching it again, it's fun. It's like adventurous, and it does like a little more daring things than you would expect, and like hit those nostalgia tinges. But it's like, there's nothing groundbreaking about this movie, especially nowadays after like a lot of the animated movies we've gotten. But it is, I don't know, it's got a charm to it, a 90s charm that you're just not going to find with any like modern movie. So it's like, I don't know, I'd show this to my kids.
No, I don't disagree with you. Like, it really was kind of just a throwback to something I remembered from a long time ago. Like, it just works. It's breezy. It's fun. And to your point of something feeling a little bit 90s, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. Evan, yeah? You can get ready. So next week here on our watch along, we are going to be doing another Disney afternoon classic film, and that is the DuckTales movie. This was inspired by the fact that we decided to do a Goofy movie. It was inspired by the fact that the new DuckTales show has been so awesome, and I wanted to revisit it. Evan, go off real quick.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Rates, cards, lasers, airplanes. It's a Duckburg. Might solve a mystery or rewrite his Discovery One. DuckTales, woo! So every day they're out here making DuckTales. Woo! Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales. Woo! DuckTales. Woo! So I'm ready for this. Here's the thing. I know you're not asking for my opinion, and I know it's probably unwarranted, but PJ knows this. A few others know this. I love this series, the rebooted one at least. So it's going to be really interesting to take a flashback in history with this very the older style of animation. I'm very curious and very excited to see where this is going to take us. I would be doing a rewatch of the older series. However, I'm doing the Pixar series right now, which you guys can find on my Twitter. We'll get to that later. But I'm super excited because why not? DuckTales, baby. One of the best theme songs of all time.
I'm just really excited because I loved this movie growing up. It's got like a very Indiana Jones aesthetic, which obviously the poster, as you can see, really goes for. So I'm just happy to revisit it. It just makes me laugh. It makes me feel good. And it was kind of like, it made me wish Rescue Rangers had one, especially as we watched this together. Like, how did Rescue Rangers never get a movie? It just blows my mind. I mean, I know I'm excited about it. Frank, what about you?
You know what? I don't recall if I certainly haven't seen it recently. I don't know if I've ever actually seen it. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus, so you guys will be able to watch along with us as long as you've got Disney Plus. It should not be a problem. Pat Hogue, have you seen this movie?
No, I have always had a tangential relationship to DuckTales, but this will be the first commentary I go into where it's kind of clean break. I don't really know what to expect, so we'll see.
Okay, awesome. Chris Clark, your thoughts?
I've never seen this. I never seen a movie about Indiana Jones with ducks. I guess that's like, is that well? I guess but it looks like it's gonna be fun. I heard that it's great. DuckTales, woo! I like the theme song, so this is gonna be interesting. So yeah,
Chris, you're telling me you've never seen Werner Herzog's Grizzly Man?
Isn't that the thing about the bear with the guy that gets eaten by the bear?
Yeah, but there's like a weird section where like a bunch of ducks go on an Indiana Jones adventure. You should check it out. Like it'll feel that vibe.
That'd be cool with the bear.
Yeah, kind of. There's some tension there because it kills the guy.
What is happening right now?
Oh,
Don't spoil the fucking movie, Hogue.
All right. Well,
God damn.
at this point, I feel like we have completely gone off the rails. So I don't know about you over in the corner, Ryan. Do you have any relation to the DuckTales film? Like, is it something you've ever seen?
No.
No? Okay, that's what I figured. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up then. I'm going to start with Ryan. Ryan, where can everyone find you online?
All right, well, Malcolm can find me online. Just go to the Movie House YouTube channel that I've been chatting in here. PJ is my co-host on Movie House. We also do TV House with myself and Austin Burke, who you may know from YouTube as well. So you can check that out. Also got another pop culture podcast with my boy Jay Williams called Sight and Sound. You can check that out as well. Popping off on Twitch there as well. Twitter and Instagram at WhatUpSnell. PJ and the rest of you, thank you for letting me invade this. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man, of course. Thank you for coming on. We look forward to having you back anytime you want to. Just harass me down at the dinner table and we'll make it happen.
I was going to say, let me know when you're talking Looper, because I'll fucking be here.
That is the third week of May, and we will book you in for it, because I know you and I had been talking about we're doing the Ryan Johnson month. So
that'll be the 15th of May.
Hey, Evan, you know what? Real quick.
Evan, you know what? Take it easy.
Evan, how about you run through real quick? What else do we have coming up? We'll let you take this over.
Okay, cool. Well, what we have coming up next is Chris Clark's child. Tell us about it, Chris Clark. What's happening?
Okay, I thought you were going to actually say it. Okay. On Wednesday at 10 p.m. EST, me, Rachel Silvestrini, Pat, Jacob Blunden, Kristen Smith, and Brooklyn Vale are going to go through the top 10 Disney soundtracks to premiere Suddenly Soundtracks. It's coming back, the show where you judge a soundtrack solely based on the soundtrack that it provides. So it's going to be fun. Whatever wins is going to be the Suddenly Soundtracks of May. So it's going to be a fun night.
Also, a couple of things. I want to note the fact that there's a lack of 3D animation on the thumbnail there, so there's a clear and obvious bias. And second, we have to retroact. We also have Famous Last Words on Tuesday. Me and Jacob London are going to be taking a deep dive into this Australian bastard's life. We're going to see kind of why he's in this community and why the hell he belongs here. Kind of like take up his origins, his own little thing. I'm really excited because, he's just the awesome guy that gives sometimes half well-informed opinions, and I'm kind of excited to see why he gives them or why he started the way he did. And then next, before we go into our shit ton of watch-alongs, we do have a schedule, isn't that right, Chris, for Suddenly Soundtracks?
Oh yeah, I was gonna go through that. On April 22nd, after the top 10, is gonna be a watch along for Rocky Horror Picture Show, April 22nd, live at 10 p.m. EST, followed by the week after, which will be the Rocky Horror Picture Show first official episode of Suddenly Soundtracks with William the Beast Bibiani and Whitney Seibold. They're going to be joining me, along with possibly another person. I'm trying to get them confirmed. They're not 100% sure yet. And then, of course, after that will be the watch along of the corresponding top 10 winner for the Disney Suddenly Soundtracks in May. So I'll be sure to check all of that out. It's going to be a fun time. Bada bing, bada boom.
All right, and then come Friday, we have what could arguably be one of our biggest watch-alongs yet. We're doing Big Trouble in Little China. The Kurt Russell with not one, but two special guests, you bastards. John Kaiser, one of the managers of the dungeon in the Movie Trivia Schmodown, and one of our very good friends that also lives in Arizona, Tim Franco. Pat, I know you're really excited for this. I haven't seen this movie before, so what do you have to say?
I'm real excited. I love this movie. I love John Carpenter. I love Kurt Russell. Matt Kearns is probably furious with us that we're doing this without him. But I was asked by Kaiser through text message, and he said, you had Smets on before me. You're doing Tremors. We're doing Big Trouble in Little China next week. We're making it happen. Pretty sure he was drinking at 9 a.m. when he sent that to me. But, things happen, and it's time. But I'm really, really excited to see this. Hogue, have you seen it? No?
No, I love John Carpenter. I've never seen a Big Trouble in Little China, but I'm really excited to finally get it in there. And nobody appreciated my Ladle China. Evan, Ladle.
Canadians supposed to be nice?
And what about you, Frank?
Nice people.
Frank, have you seen this?
I have seen it, and it's great. Also, got some problems holding it today, but if you put that aside, you just remember what year it was made. That's all good.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we're going to look at it. I cannot wait to revisit this one because I really do love this movie. It is going to be a ton of fun.
All right, and then last but not least, April 24th, our baby carrot shower. We are going to be doing Young Guns 2 with the one and the only Mark Ellis. I am over the moon about this. PJ and I have thrown this around for a while, and PJ finally got the guts to text Mark Ellis and be like, yo, we're doing this. And PJ, take it away from there.
Okay, number one, I'm calling out Jacob Blunden. Yes, we're aware you don't like Big Trouble in Little China. You don't like Logan. You don't like a lot of things. So just stop talking, number one.
Jacob, I appreciate you.
But Young Guns 2 is maybe the longest in-joke now at this point of the PJ Campbell show. Hogue has never seen it. And this is something that Frank and I have been razzing him about for the better part of 2 years now.
If you could see my expression right now.
I mean, we can show everyone your expression.
No, you don't want to see it.
I mean, I'm just saying we can. But the bigger point is that we've been talking about this for a while. We've been hassling Hogue to watch this movie. And now Frank and I made it happen. I reached out to Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis was super in. I feel bad that we can't get Ken Knapsack on with us because we're going to have everyone literally watching this with us. But Frank, what are your thoughts on us finally getting Hogue to watch Young Guns 2? One of the greatest sequels of all time.
Excellent. Hogue, I can't wait for you to enjoy. I can't wait for you to enjoy this masterpiece of a movie. It's gonna be
okay, it is that.
It's gonna be great.
Hogue,
how am I doing? This, PJ, this is a moment. You informed me that this might be a possibility of something going on. And then I was slowly kind of waiting with bated breath. Listen, I did not understand what kind of brush fire I started when I said I never watched Young Guns 2. But apparently it was a big one because the internet exploded at me in a way I did not anticipate. And I was very concerned by it because a lot of people were upset. And I don't know if that's a cause of the amount that we talked about it, but I knew that there was kind of an inevitability of us getting to it, and the fact that like we've established this, we have a good rapport online watching movies, kind of feels like the right time for me to pop my Young Guns 2 cherry. So let's do it.
What about the first Young Guns cherry? How's that one looking?
I've seen it, but I'm gonna watch it again in prep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as you should.
Aside from Lord of the Rings, every movie that you've said you haven't seen on this show, I have also not seen.
See, Ryan, I'm constantly pointing PJ, and I feel like this like kind of format is an opportunity for me to atone for my sins. So we're starting here.
I'm just excited. We're doing a bunch of movies that I love. I can't wait to do all of this. And Young Guns 2, it was shot literally down the street from where Ryan and I live, which is also great. This poster hangs in our stairwell. I love this movie. I can't wait to revisit it.
Also, Mark Ellis is a beautiful person.
We also got one last thing, PJ.
Oh, one last thing. All right.
We did a cute thing yesterday. We had RB3 on the PJ Campbell show where we talked about the top albums of the decade. All of our lists were completely different. I believe we only had like 3 crossovers total on all of our lists, which probably says they're probably the best albums of the decade. That's probably the truth there. But I'd recommend giving it a list. RB3 is probably one of the most well-spoken people in our space. Actually has a pretty good understanding of a lot of things, either in music, movies, TV shows, or even filmmaking in general. I would definitely recommend giving it a listen, not for mine or PJ's sakes, but literally for the facts that we had someone who knows their shit. So yeah, check that out. Retweet the link. We also on PJ's Twitter, he just tweeted out the Spotify link with all of our top albums on there. It was a really good time, so make sure you guys check that out.
And
also,
real quick, Stelling got a lot of shout outs on that podcast, specifically because of his influence on a couple of the albums that made it.
Ammo.
So,
What?
Yeah. Ammo.
I took a back seat on that episode. Like, PJ, you asked me to be on it. I'm an idiot when it comes to music. I told him, like, I can't contribute at all.
I literally.
So I was
for
like,
the
you
first
guys
time I'm
go
hearing this.
for it.
What came up?
Ammo.
Also-
Okay. All right.
Also, Purvis also came up.
What did?
Paris.
Oh, Purvis.
That's what we were. I know. Evan and I were joking about it being Purvis the other day.
But I do love RB3, Robert Butler III. He is a beautiful human being. I do want to shout that out.
All right.
One more time, I'm be a bitch. I do want to say thank you to everyone who donated to the Streamlabs. It was amazing. Great support today. Definitely, like, it just feels good sometimes when we get that, and it's going to help pay for some of the bills that we got. So thoroughly appreciate it. And the 2 people that retweeted PJ's tweet that I told you all to. Oh, 5. Holy shit. Tater Allen, Ferris, Janine, Johnny Boy, and Movie Kale, the Kale Smith trilogy. Appreciate you guys for retweeting that link and
Kale
yes, for
Smith
supporting the
trilogy.
channel. There we go. I'm done. I'm sorry for PJ for taking up all your time.
That's all right. All right. So
We gotta play
let's go
Call of
ahead.
Duty, Evan. Shut up.
So,
God
all right.
damn it.
Evan, where can they find you online?
Oh, great. You guys can find me right here at Degraff Live on Twitter. I have my current Pixar movie ranked right now, and it's my pin tweet, so go ahead and have a conversation about it. But on top of that, I'm rewatching all the Pixar movies, so please be keep an eye out for that, because there's some movies that have surprised me. My little hint of that is Eva. And no, I do not love Crystal Meth, Ryan Snelling. You wish I loved Crystal Meth, because it would make your love life much easier with me.
That's weird.
Okay, that was
That's
weird.
That's
That was
different.
very weird.
That's
Chris
totally
Clark.
normal.
Chris Clark, where can the
Thank
kids
you,
find you?
Yeah.
Tiger King.
Oh, grr. You can find me at. Okay. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. And every Wednesday, Suddenly Soundtrack Tracks returns 10 p.m. EST, the show where we judge a movie solely based on the soundtrack that it provides, the songs, not the film itself. Bada bing, bada coon, bada boom.
All right. And Frank Janisch, where can the kids find you?
Yeah, just find me at FrankieJ29, Instagram, Twitter.
Great. And the great Pat Hogue.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can find me at Pat the Canadian on Instagram. I'm going to stop it there because that's
Please,
too
thank
much.
Yeah, thank you for the rest of us.
Find me at Instagram at Pat the Canadian. Real quick, Star Drew. Yes, I've seen Quick and the Dead. Great Sam Raimi movie. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Instagram, Pat the Canadian. Twitter, Hogue_filmmaker. At some point, I will correct it so that they're both the same. I get it. It's confusing. Don't blame me. Go to my Vimeo page. Type in Patrick Hogue, and you'll find all my short films. Go to Crypt TV and type in So. My latest short film is on there. It's a horror short. It's doing very well. It's my latest film. I'm marketing it and kind of trying to get the ball rolling on my next project. Go check it out, support it, and that's it.
Shout out Malcolm, who did also retweet it, and Evan left him out. I feel bad about that. Malcolm, we love you. Thank you for watching literally the entire show. So there's that. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell, which is right below me right here. If you haven't already, please head down to the comments, like the video, leave a comment, share the video if you had a good time. You can find literally all of us here every week doing watch-alongs, doing all these different shows. We are here 7 days a week bringing you guys entertainment. So thank you for all the support. And of course, please check Ryan and I out over at Movie House. And we will see you guys here, next Monday, doing our next animated watch-along, which is the DuckTales movie. Until then, guys, we will see you later. Have a great day.